Happy Tuesday, everyone. Merry Christmas Eve to all who celebrate. It is time for Weather Where You Are. And while we have officially made our way into winter, the winter solstice was over the weekend, we have to talk about fall because fall was an interesting season for us here weather-wise. The National Weather Service in Peachtree City, which is our office that controls North Georgia and Atlanta, finally came out with the fall climate report for 2024. And boy, did we break some records. We had heat, we had cold, we had rain. Of course, something we all can't forget that happened in the fall, Hurricane Helene. So that helped with our rainfall totals. So now we're going to break down everything that you need to know about fall 2024 and where we stand in terms of temperatures, rain, and then of course we'll look ahead into the beginning of winter and let you know what to expect as we continue on through the rest of December and into the beginning of January. Usually January and February, some of our coldest months, but that doesn't seem to be the case, at least as we head into the beginning of January. Okay, so let's talk about temperatures. When we look at the average temperature, so the overnight lows, the afternoon highs, you add them all together, take the average, where we ended up. The number we ended up getting out of that was 68 degrees. So that put us about 4 degrees warmer than normal. And you might be saying, all right, 4 degrees, big deal. But think about how your body works, right? You usually sit at about, 98.6 or so. That's your average temperature. But you go up like 2 or 3 degrees and you have a fever. The Earth kind of works the same way. So while 4 degrees might seem insignificant on a bigger scale, that is pretty significant. So we did bring in above average. And in fact, when you take the average temperatures for the month, taking a look at the highs and lows, that ended up bringing in as the second warmest fall on record for us. The record 69.1 set back in 2016, the warmest day of fall. And I had to go back and double check this because I don't know how I forgot about this. The warmest day we had over the fall season was 97 degrees, almost triple digit heat in fall. I don't remember sweating like that, but it happened, and that was on September 22nd, so really the beginning of fall we had that kind of heat. Now, when it comes to just the high temperatures, strictly high temperatures, we had the third warmest fall in terms of high temperatures. So our average high was 77 degrees, the record 79.8 set back in 2016. 2016 was a scorcher across the state of Georgia. So we weren't necessarily super far off from the record, but we didn't manage to break it. However, we did get within the top 5 warmest falls in terms of high temperature. Taking a look at low temperature, we had a lot of range in the fall for our low temperatures, but we did end up also getting pretty close when it comes to the record for fall as well. Our average low, 58 degrees, the record 59, so just 1 degree off. That record 59 set all the way back in 1931, so that would have been a pretty impressive record to break, the second warmest fall in terms of low temperatures. So the National Weather Service in Peachtree City takes a look, really deep dives into temperature statistics and gives us all of these breakdowns in terms of average temperature, high temperature, low temperature. This is ultimately what we got out of it. So overall, the overriding look at fall, we had the second warmest fall, but in terms of low temperature, it was the second warmest. High temperature, it was the third warmest. Can you tell that fall was warm? I think we all knew that. We really didn't have much of a fall. We went from summer into winter, and then I think we had 2 weeks of maybe an average fall. That was about it. Now let's talk about rain. So the total rain that we picked up in the fall season was 15.06 inches, and that was naturally above normal by just about 3 inches or so. It was the 15th wettest fall, though, so we didn't necessarily get close to breaking a record there. The record was 23.4 back in 2009, had a lot of tropical systems impact us over those years. So didn't manage to break a record when it comes to rain, but we did have some really impressive rainfall totals, not necessarily when it comes to the overriding picture, but more so individual days, September 26th being the big day. So you might remember September 26th, we had Hurricane Helene move through the state, and that was this day that did end up breaking a daily rainfall record. So for September 26th, we have never picked up more than 4.32 inches of rain. That fell on September 26th of 2024 this year and ultimately set a record. So definitely picked up a lot of hefty rainfall in the fall months, and now going into the winter months, it looks like we are going to start to get into a more unsettled pattern. We are looking at potentially a warmer and wetter winter overall. So, of course, we'll be continuing to watch those trends and what they look like week by week in your 7-day forecast. But I want to show you what is going into the first week of January. Of course, we just kicked off the winter season. So kind of the first full couple of weeks of winter, we've had some very cold days. In fact, so far, when it comes to our average low temperatures, we're actually a little cooler than normal when you take a sum of the total of all of our lows so far. When it comes to our average high temperatures, the sun has really been working overtime for us. When you take a look at all of our high temperatures and average them together, we've been warmer. So we've had some pretty drastic temperature swings, and I know you felt it because we've been in winter coats some days and then short sleeves others. But either way, heading into the first week of the new year, it looks like we are looking at above average temperatures for us, and it looks like this. We will have temperatures in the mid to upper 50s the next couple of days. I mentioned, if you were watching us earlier this morning, that we have a wedge building in on Friday. That's going to give us that brief cool down into the upper 40s to low 50s. It'll be kind of a dreary day on Friday, maybe some mist on Friday. And then notice those temperatures warm right back up Saturday and Sunday, Sunday being the 29th. So that's the day where we kick off that kind of above average trend. We'll be in the low 60s Sunday. We're looking at mid 60s by next Monday. So that's about 8 to 10 degrees above normal for us, and we'll continue that trend into the start of next week. When it comes to rain, we will start entering into a wetter pattern as well. So for the start of the New Year, Climate Prediction Center also saying, okay, it looks like we're going to trend a little wetter than normal. This isn't typically our wettest months of the year, but nonetheless, we are trending into a more unsettled pattern. So if you have any plans this weekend, just keep in mind you might need to factor some rain into those plans, with scattered showers possible on Saturday, all ahead of a cold front. This cold front will move in on Sunday. The timing needs work. However, it looks like we could have showers start early in the morning and continue into the afternoon. That will really determine temperatures for the day on Sunday. If the rain comes in earlier, we'll end up being cooler. If the rain comes in later, we could end up in the mid to upper 60s on Sunday. But right now we're looking at scattered showers in the morning, continuing into the afternoon, but that timing could very well change. Thunderstorms also possible, especially south of the city. No severe weather expected as of right now, but something that we're going to be watching really carefully. This isn't going to cool us down in a big way. So the parent low of this system is going to track really far to our north. The further away you get from a center of low pressure like that, the less windy it's going to be. You'll still notice the breeze pick up, but also that's not going to pull in the colder air from the north. So we're not necessarily worried about a huge dip in temperatures behind this. In fact, we're going to stay pretty mild, and we may just have another weather system follow quickly behind this that could bring rain for your New Year's Day holiday. We'll be watching that forecast really carefully for you. But right now, our wettest day of the week will be Sunday. That's our first alert weather day for scattered rain. It will be likely. A few storms will be possible. Timing needs work. It could clear out by the second half of the day, which would be good if you have any Sunday evening plans. Maybe you're traveling back from the Christmas and Hanukkah holidays. But right now, we'll be keeping an eye on that, and we need to work on the timing right now. Overall, going back, kind of circling back, giving you the overarching theme here, it's been warm. Fall was warm. Winter is starting warm for us, despite a couple of cold days that we had the last couple of days, but we're starting to trend into a warmer pattern. Personally, I will not complain about that, and we'll continue to track how winter shapes up, and as soon as we get that winter 2024 into 2025 climate outlook from the Weather Service in Peachtree City, once the season comes to an end, we'll give you a breakdown of that, and we'll continue to track how winter shapes up for us. I hope everyone makes it a wonderful day. Thank you, as always, for joining us for Weather Where You Are, and we'll catch you here next time.